There's something uniquely disturbing about people vanishing into thin air. Read about these incredibly strange, unsolved cases. Although these disappearances span centuries, locations, age ranges, and circumstances, there's one common thread shared between them: a lack of closure. There are theories, speculations, and investigations, but never a decisive answer. Danielle Otobra Imbo and Richard Petroni Jr. are an American couple who disappeared together on February 19, 2005, after visiting a bar on Philadelphia's South Street. It's not hard to imagine South Street in February of 2005. We've all seen Philadelphia depicted on the screen 1,000 times. The steps in front of the Philadelphia Museum of Art, so famous from the Rocky movies. Independence Hall, where both the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution were signed. And more commonplace, but equally character-defining, row houses shoulder to shoulder in working class, and some would say gentrified neighborhoods. Imagine it's cold. The sun set hours ago. Chimneys all over the city belch hot gases into the frigid indigo sky. It's almost midnight. A Saturday. On the evening of the 19th of February 2005, Danielle Imbo and Richard Petroni Jr. met up with some friends along Philadelphia's South Street. There, at a bar called Abilene, they hung out for a bit and watched a live band, then reportedly left in a good mood at about 11:45 p.m. The following morning, no track. Danielle Imbo and Richard Petroni were last seen leaving a bar restaurant in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in the late evening hours of February 19, 2005. The two were dating. They have not been seen nor heard from since this last sighting. Petroni's vehicle, a 2001 black over silver Dodge Dakota pickup truck with Pennsylvania license plates YFH 2319, is also missing. There may be a NASCAR sticker in the rear window. Danielle and Richard both had children from previous relationships. Richard's daughter, Angela, was 14, and Danielle had a son who was still a toddler. Nobody could imagine a scenario in which they would abandon their kids willingly. Something was wrong. There was no sign of Danielle, Richard, or Richard's truck. They simply vanished. In a disappearance like Danielle and Richard's, we have nothing. Only reports and accounts and theories. Danielle was going through a divorce from Joe Imbo in 2005, her husband of 3 years, and had returned to using her maiden name, Otobra. She was the daughter of John Otobra, a Philly lounge singer who went by Johnny October and gained national fame in the 50s doo-wop group The Four Dates. When Danielle got pregnant, she had put her own music dreams to rest and left her position as the lead singer for a pop-rock band called the Schoolboys, as she put her marriage to Joe Imbo in her rearview mirror and sparked a new beginning. She rekindled an on-dash-again-dash-off-dash-again romance with Richard Petroni, a childhood friend from the neighborhood. Richard, a single dad, worked primarily for his parents at Viking Pastries and had become a masterful wedding cake designer. He reportedly didn't date much until he reconnected with Danielle. According to the Philadelphia Daily News, Anthony Valentino and his wife Michelle McLaughlin were the last people to see Danielle and Richard. The next morning, members of both families were making phone calls, looking for Danielle and Richard. Danielle's brother, also John Otobra, named after their father, arrived at her empty Laurel home looking for her. His mom had called and said Danielle missed her hair appointment at 11 a.m. Worried, he rushed over and looked around her condo. It didn't appear to him that she had been home the previous night. Likewise, Richard's family was worried. He'd been planning to watch the Daytona 500 at home with friends, but nobody had heard from him. Now, let's be honest. In a city like Philly, people go missing all the time, for all kinds of reasons. People who run out on their family. On February 26, 2005, The Camden Courier Post ran a story with the headline "MT. Laurel woman, 34, missing since February 19th. The piece relates the known facts of the case and gives a physical description of Danielle. She's described as a fair-skinned white woman, about 5'5" and 120 pounds, with hazel eyes and brown hair. She was wearing a black jacket, a cream-colored sweater, blue jeans and carrying a to-handle black purse. Richard Petroni was described as 5'9" and about 150 pounds. In the days after their disappearance, Richard's then 14-year-old daughter Angela gave an absolutely heart-wrenching public plea for the return of her dad that is very hard to watch. In June, Danielle's brother John expressed frustration at a lack of clues. Since 2008, the FBI has been investigating the disappearance as a possible murder for hire, but has not named any suspects. In 2021, the disappearance continued to be investigated by the Philadelphia Police Department, New Jersey State Police, Mount Laurel Police Department, and the Burlington County Prosecutor's Office, with the FBI reporting that an extensive investigation to date has generated some promising leads. However, neither they nor the vehicle have ever been located. In March 22, 2022, a private search and recovery dive team, Adventures with Purpose, announced they were actively working on the case. Bishop and his team found human remains in the Darby Creek last weekend that could solve the cold case of a man that went missing in 2003. They found the remains submerged in a vehicle near Ridley Township Marina in Delaware County. A search and recovery team based in Oregon has joined the search for Danielle Imbo and Richard Petroni, the Mount Laurel Township woman and Pennsylvania man who went missing after a night out more than 17 years ago. Adventures with Purpose said it recently searched several Delaware River locations in the proximity of where the couple was last seen. The search was spurred by a man who told the group he was aware of a location along the river that may offer clues into the couple's disappearance. Jared Lysick, a member of the group, said in a video on the group's Facebook page, Adventures with Purpose found 11 of the 36 missing persons it had tasked itself to investigate in the fall of 2021, according to the group's website. Over the weekend, the group found human remains in a Philadelphia area creek that it said might be those of a man from that area who disappeared in. The investigation into Imbo and Petroni's disappearance remains open and active. There is a $50,000 reward for information that leads to finding Imbo and Petroni, or the rest of those person or persons responsible for their disappearance.